if you want to go through from just go through from the top, so internal checks. If at any point you want to ask any questions, are you videoing this so you can repeat what I've done, or are you videoing this for amusement value? Yeah, so just run through that. If you've got any questions at any point, or I'm not making it clear, then please just stop me and I'll explain it. Okay? Go for it.
Okay, doors closed and secure, seats adjust.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, mic/tel leads connect.
Okay, so they're not fitted.
Fair enough. Harness, strap in, check inertia reel.
Yep. So the inertia reel down here on your left-hand side on the real aircraft. I'll be constantly pointing out things that are different between this and the real aircraft.
Fantastic. External power bands on.
Okay, so top left on here, external power and battery goes on.
External power is required.
Yeah, so in the first start of the day, we'll connect external power out there on the line and the engineer will plug it all in for it.
Okay, CCS boxes are just as required.
Okay, they are the comms boxes, so you've got one for me in this seat, one for you in that seat. It's not real, obviously. And you just fiddle with it to set up all the volumes as required.
Cyclic central friction off.
Okay, cyclic is central. The friction's down here at the bottom. It's never ever used, so if there's anything wrong with the aircraft and you think the friction's not right, that's probably someone's fiddled with it.
Yaw pedals, free movement, leave neutral.
Okay, yaw pedals, don't force them too much, but just have a quick check. And what did it say, leave and neutral?
Leave neutral.
Oh, leave neutral, so put them down.
Rotor brake on, ungated.
Okay, the rotor brake's down here. This is asking too much, isn't it? Okay. The rotor brake's down here. In the C-pit, it's not very good. In the aircraft, it's not very good, but it's even worse in the C-pit. So it is a case of lifting it up. In the aircraft, it would hook up in the top position, okay? It can be left in the mid position because it's sprung against the side, and that's off. So up is on, down is off. The important thing to note about this is it's a micro switch, okay, at the bottom. So if it's a couple of millimetres up, the micro switch isn't made, the aircraft won't start. It's the same with the real aircraft. These micro switches are knackered. So if you come to start it and it doesn't work, then just give it a quick wiggle and keep playing with it, and eventually it will work, okay? So out of the gate, wasn't it?
Ungated.
Ungated.
Collective unlatched, leave in mid position.
Okay, so there's the all expenses spared latch. Leave it in the mid position, so it'll be like that.
Throttle, correct operation, check emerge range and idle stop, confirm white dog visible.
Okay, so it's in the off position at the minute. What we do is we turn it to flight, and then we press the red slider, and then keep opening it. That's it in full emergency. Then we're going to close it, and it should stop in the flight position by pressing that yellow slider. There you go, it'll close to off. You hear that clunk, that was the micro switch, so that's why it worked.
Okay, and then leave fully closed.
Right, it's off, yeah.
Okay, collective free movement, friction adjusted, latch down.
Okay, so the lever is about there in the aircraft. Rather than pull it down and up and pump it like that, which will stress the head, what we're going to do is look at the disc, make sure it moves and it'll rotate as we push it down, and then latch it in the real aircraft in the down position.
Okay, cable cutter guarded.
Okay, so now working our way across here. Cable cutter is this thing, make sure it's guarded.
Retractable landing lights off and in.
Okay, this is the retractable landing light. If you turn it on, there's a landing light up there, so it's off. And if you hold it back, that winds the light back in again, but it will be back in anyway.
Okay, hydraulics isolate SW on.
Switch.
Switch.
So hydraulics are on because it's in the guarded position up the top, and check yours as well because you've got one on your side. So always double check.
Okay, and repeat for left-hand side collector.
There you go.
Fuel shut off, open and wire locked.
Okay, so down here, the fuel shut off, this red lever, it'll have telltale wire locking on the aircraft. Just make sure it's in the down position.
Rotor brake off.
Okay, so we can push that down now. The reason, just so for your explanation, the reason we took it out of the gate there was that we can open the throttle without starting the aircraft. And then we put it down again so that it'll now work.
Heater and demist off.
So these are the heater and demists down here. Obviously they're just fake knobs in this, but turn them off.
Inverter on.
Okay, so the inverter is here. Switch it on.
Co-pilot gyro instruments on.
That one there.
Pilot gyro instruments on.
That one there.
Rad out on.
Yep.
Position lights on.
Yep.
Generator on. Other electrical services as required.
Okay, so that's a case of just looking around and making sure everything is and it's fine.
Next one is HT2 only.
Okay.
UHF emergency power off and guarded.
Okay, so that's there. That's off and guarded.
VOR off.
Yeah, VOR and DME are both off.
Vent as required.
Okay, the vent is not on this aircraft, not in this seat pit, but it's down here and it's just a little choke lever. As required, just leave it as is.
Autopilot disengaged.
Okay, so this, for some reason, it's on. Autopilot, all those lights are off, so it's disengaged.
Transponder is off.
Yeah, transponder is off, and that's the transponder over here.
Com1 off.
Com1 is off, yeah.
Com2 on.
Com2 is on, and it goes to channel 1.
TAS/Sentinel off.
And TAS/Sentinel is up here as well, so that's off.
Trim test guarded.
Okay, so let's just stop there. As you've noticed, the cards are written in a slightly random order. Now, if I were you, and this is what I do, and 99% of people, you go through all of these, and you're working your way up and around, and you'll see that the next thing we get to is there. So, make sure that's off, make sure that's guarded, that's already set up already, make sure your AP's off, make sure COM2, which is this thing here, is put on, because that's the only one you talk on when you're on the ground before you start. That can be off, that can be off, that can be off. Makes much more sense. See what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so
trim
test guarded.
Okay, this is the trim test. It's guarded.
Just about. CWP test dim/bright as required.
Okay, so CWP is up here. By pressing that, obviously you put it to bright. The engine firelight illuminates. You can go to dim. In the real aircraft, the engine firelight will stay bright. Okay. And then put it back to bright and let go.
Master caution cancel.
Yeah, so you notice there where I pressed it, the master caution over here came on. In the real aircraft, it would stay on, and you've got to cancel it.
How do you cancel it?
Just press it.
Okay. Annunciator lights test dim bright as required.
Okay, that's here. So in the real aircraft, you'd press that, you'd get annunciator lights here and on your side, and all the way down here, all of these lights would light up. You put it to dim, you'll see them halve in brightness, and then put them back to bright.
Fuel contents check.
Yep, so that's there.
Voltmeter check.
Yep, there.
Clock wound and set.
So this clock is obviously different. Bottom left-hand corner, just wind it. It's a wind-up clock. And if you pull it out, and twist it, it'll set the time.
Okay. Engine instruments, condition and indications.
Okay, so all of these condition indications, all you're doing is checking that they're basically reading what you're expecting. So pretty much 0 if it hasn't been flown, and there's no glass or dials missing, hands missing, whatever.
Bleed valve check on.
So that's the bleed valve. Make sure the light's on. There you go, it's on.
Radar audio warning, pilot, co-pilot as required.
This one here doesn't really matter at this stage, to be honest.
Flight instruments condition serviceable.
So all your flight instruments then, just have a good check of all their conditions. You'll probably remember from EFT, it could be worthwhile just checking that the the bar out is set to about 0, so that you can, when you come to set it up, it makes sense. And again, just check for any bubbles, broken instruments, off flags. When you switch the gyros on, these won't wind up necessarily, so by the time you get to this point, everything will be cockeyed. Just press the button in and hold it to slave it up to wings level, and then it should hold it.
Okay, DME off.
DME's there, off. Yep.
IR formation lights off for the HT2 only.
Yeah.
Compass controllers slaved.
Yeah, so compass controllers down here, just make sure it's on slave. Shouldn't be any otherwise.
Instrument lights as required.
Instrument lights and all your lighting basically is all on here. And these are just shit knobs, but just have a fiddle with that. Unless it's been night flying the night before, you'll find they're all off.
Standby compass condition, no reading.
Okay, standby compass is up here. Just check that reading makes sense of where you're pointing, there's no bubbles or it's not broken or leaking.
Outside air temperature gauge, condition, no temperature.
OAT gauge is up here. Make sure it's reading around about the right thing.
Cabin lights as required.
And again, that's sort of lighting's all over the roof up here. Make sure they're all off. So
One of the lights as required.
yeah, again, they're on here.